evening, friends. Happy New Year and welcome back to Coop. I got inspired for this recipe from Giada De Laurentiis, the famous Italian chef, and also on a channel on YouTube called It's So Good. I know you watch her. And this is called sheet pan lasagna. And I'm really excited to show you this recipe. It's so easy. It's so good. And I think that I will never make lasagna any other way. What it yields you is all of the crispy pieces of lasagna that we love so well. And it's so easy. There's no layering involved. So what you see me doing right now is just breaking up each piece of lasagna. And I'm just going to keep doing that right now. And I found that as I was breaking them up, it was just easier for me to put them all back in the box and then pour the box right into my boiling water. So I took all of these pieces and I cooked them in boiling salted water. Typically when I make lasagna, I either don't cook the noodles all the way through or I don't cook them at all because I'm going to layer it, and the process of cooking makes them soft. But in this, you want to cook them pretty good, pretty well, and pretty al dente. And so now you'll just see me chopping up, various vegetables that I'm going to put into the sauce. So chopping up my garlic. Also, you will see me chopping up onions and green bell pepper. Now it's time to saute and season these vegetables. I always like to get the vegetables going just to give them a little bit of color and bring out the flavors in the vegetables. So I just start off with the onions and the bell pepper right now. And I'm going to add the garlic a lot later. You'll see when. And now I'm just adding a little bit of ground beef. I'm using ground beef because my husband really likes ground beef, but you can do anything here. You can do Italian sausage, you can do ground turkey, you can do ground chicken, you can do any kind of ground plant-based product would also be good. You can also add whatever veggies you want. If you like mushrooms, if you like green onions, whatever you like, this is the opportunity to add it to your sauce. I'm just flavoring this up with typical seasonings: pepper, salt, Italian seasoning, oregano, basil, that sort of thing, and making it really flavorful. And so now that the meat is halfway cooked, I'm going to add a little bit of that garlic. And I'm going to add most of the garlic that I chopped, but I'm going to reserve some for the ricotta mixture. So you see I put most of it in, but I saved a little bit. So now I'm just checking on my noodles to see how they're doing as well. And this thing is simmering and it's smelling really, really good. So one of the things that I always add to my sauces is a little bit of cilantro base sauce. And this sauce is just made up of cilantro and bell peppers and a lot of other flavorful ingredients. And it just really adds a lot to your spaghetti sauces. It really does. It's a background note that really makes them good. Another thing that I'm using this time, because I'm trying to do this as a quick cook thing, I'm adding a little squeeze of tomato paste, but I am using in this recipe a jarred sauce, and you'll see me do that. I usually make my own sauce with crushed tomatoes, San Marzano crushed tomatoes, but because I'm trying to do this quickly, I'm just using a jar sauce, and this sauce was actually really tasty. I will try it, definitely try it again. When I make my own sauce, the reason I say this is quick, when I put the crushed tomatoes in, I put all of the things in, I let it simmer for at least an hour. And that just helps the sauce and the flavors to develop. But with this, it's quick, it's already made, a quick marinara. I put that in. And then I did let it simmer just a little bit for about 10 minutes. I came back and I added a little bit of Parmesan cheese, and that just helped to flavor. Adds a little salt content, and it adds a little thickness and viscosity to the sauce as well, and a little cheesiness. And now I'm just adding the sauce to the strained noodles and a little bit of mozzarella cheese. And then I'm mixing all of that together. And you're gonna see you get a nice cheese pull. It gets really melty and gooey, and it's just a beautiful thing. You could eat this just like this, quite honestly. And it wasn't saucy enough to me. So I had a lot of noodles. I used the whole package. And so I just grabbed that jar and added a little bit more sauce, just to sauce it up quite a bit more. You really can make this recipe by feel and by taste, and just make it your own. Add the things that you like and make it your own. So that just started to come together just really beautifully. And I gave it a little bit of a taste to see if it needed anything. And now I'm just spraying down my sheet pan, and I'm just dumping all of this good, cheesy, saucy gooiness onto my sheet pan. This thing came out so good. It was absolutely delicious. And I really didn't have any oven spills. I just wiped down the sides a little bit, and nothing really spilled in the oven at all. So I was grateful for that. And then finally, I'm taking the ricotta mixture and I'm just dotting it all over this piece. And I tried to space out all of the dots so that it yielded 12 pieces. So you will see for each spot of ricotta, I did 3 rows by 4. So for each spot of ricotta, that's going to be a piece of this beautiful, wonderful lasagna. So what you see now is me dotting on some ricotta. So in this ricotta mixture, I have ricotta cheese. I have sauteed up 2 bunches of spinach. I have that remaining garlic, and I have Parmesan cheese, and also I cracked in 1 egg, and I mixed that together very well. I might have also put in a little bit more Italian seasoning. I think I did. And so for each dot of ricotta, I am making that one piece of this lasagna. And so you'll see me doing 3 rows of 4. So I had 12 pieces out of this sheet pan lasagna. And then one final step before I put it into the oven, I cover the whole thing around each of these dots with mozzarella cheese. So we have cheese on the inside and cheese on the outside. This thing was incredibly good. And now we're all ready for the oven. So this is how it came out, folks. You have crispy edges. You have 12 beautiful pieces of lasagna. When I say we devoured this thing, I'm not making lasagna any other way. I'm just saying it was so easy to put together and it was so delicious and satisfying. And as you can see, I have 12 distinctive squares of lasagna. And so I am going to just start cutting this thing and go in for the first taste. Another thing that you can do, you can honestly make this way and freeze like individual squares of lasagna and take them out as you want them. You know, say you're like, I'm not making a whole sheet pan lasagna. I'm single, or it's just me and a partner. We don't need all of this food. You can actually cut these squares out and freeze them each. Oh my goodness, it was just so delicious. I couldn't believe how perfect each bite of this lasagna was. Thanks for watching.